know what it is. It's like it's built up because when you come from these systems, like everything, including school, from young, you're built in a system that's not really there to encourage you anyway. So like furthermore, it doesn't encourage you if you have like, if you're a different skin color, even different gender, you've got all these things that are coming up against you, right?
They don't want to give you that acknowledgement, you know what I'm saying? They don't want you to be like, okay, I can do stuff. They just like, okay, you go back to your box. Off you go. Thank you very much for what you've given me now. I'm going to take credit for this. It comes to a point where you don't love yourself because you weren't told that you're any worth. And then that self-fulfilling prophecy, which I hate.
Having someone there that actually realizes your potential, that can go a long way, because it opens your eyes and like, okay,
100%.
I'm capable to do this, or I'm capable to do that, and then it pushes you more.
100%.
And everyone will still have them days where, you know, they feel like complete shit and they don't want to.
All right. Welcome back to XCONVERSATION 2022. Yeah, we're back with our first episode of the year, and it's going to be a great show for you guys. To my right, as usual, you got the boy Mystic.
Come on.
AKA Gasconi.
Come on.
AKA Mr.
Come on.
In his name.
Let's make it happen, man. Let's make it happen.
Dog.
I'm there, man. I'm just happy to be back, man.
Yeah, trust me.
It's been a little while. First one for 2022.
That was Christmas and New Year and all that.
All right, my brother, man. Happy to be here. You know what I mean? Another year. Let's make it happen, man. Let's make a good year out of it.
Before we go, just want to keep you guys aware that we do have our paid work experience program rolling right now. It's open for applicants, so make sure you hit us up at info@xconversation.co.uk if you're interested, you know what I'm saying? But without further ado, we have some really inspirational people here right now, you know, doing some really big things. You're going to hear about it more in the coming episode. They are the Young Justice Advisors, consisting of Nadine,
the GOAT,
the GOAT. She's the big dog. She's the big dog.
She's the GOAT.
Mo and Latrice.
Come
Just
on.
for you lot saying you lot might not see Latrice, she's not on camera. You know,
No
that's up
face,
to
no
her.
case.
You
No
know what I'm
need,
saying?
no trace.
That's it.
You know what I mean?
You know what I'm saying? I like
That's
that.
it.
So yeah, without further ado, here they are. How you doing, Nadine?
I'm good, thank you. I'm good. I'm excited to be here, and I'm happy to bring these lovely two with me. So I'm the project coordinator. Well, from April, I'm the project manager.
Jeez!
Let's give a round of applause to that one, man. Let's give a round of applause. Come on.
You know what I mean?
That's it.
Up the title and that.
Yeah.
So I'm the project manager of the Young Justice Advisors. So they are a group of 18 to 30-year-olds that are national. So we got young people from everywhere. Obviously, we've got our two lovely ones from London today.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we've got, I might try bring through a little brum or
Yeah,
something today.
Yeah, man.
You know,
No.
might try bring through a little brum or a little
Alright.
lead.
Yeah,
Yeah.
why not, man?
You know,
Bring some Yorkshire.
Yeah, man.
bring some Yorkshire.
You know what I'm saying? Can bring some tea down with them as well. You know what I'm saying?
Come on.
Yeah, so we've kind of covered loads of different places like across the country. There's a group of around 25 that all have lived experience of either the care or the justice system. So that's including myself as well. Got experience with the youth justice system and have pretty much done work across the whole range of things.
Yeah,
from
you're the
policing
GOAT.
to probation.
You're the GOAT for real.
From policing to probation,
Yeah.
like everything basically, policing, probation, prison. So we've got, like I said, we've got varied experiences, but something that we noticed that there was a lot of is the gap in information that's provided to young people.
100%.
Kind of out of sight, out of mind. They don't need to know.
Yeah,
It
they're
doesn't
too
matter.
young, it
They
don't matter.
care, yeah.
Just sign here,
Literally.
tick here,
That's
you're
it.
good.
Literally,
No.
do your thing and go.
Yeah.
Like, so we noticed that there was like a massive gap, which kind of sparked our resources that we ended up creating, which I can tell you a little bit more about in a bit.
Yeah.
But we'll go over to Mo.
Yes.
Jeez, they can
Yes,
introduce
Mo.
themselves.
What you saying,
How
man?
you doing, my brother?
I'm good, bro. How you?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good. How's it feel to be here? It's a bit.
Yeah, it's a bit mad.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's my first time ever being here, but
Yeah.
I'm liking the vibes.
That's it, man.
That's it, man.
Yeah,
like
man.
it. Like
It's a
it.
good
So,
setup, man.
how old are you, though, if you don't mind me asking?
Man's just turned 22.
22.
Oh.
Okay,
Yeah,
still a young man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Loads of life ahead of you and that.
Hella
Yeah,
life, man.
How did you get involved in the youth, the young? See, I did it again. Sorry. Excuse me.
How did you get involved?
Young.
You did it, because I was about to say something crazy.
You know what I'm saying? So how did you get involved with the Young Justice
Basically,
Advisors?
it was like.
Why are you laughing? You're
joking.
Did I say anything?
No, you didn't, but you made me laugh. Go on.
So Mo, how did you get involved with the Young Justice Advisors?
Basically, it was basically probation kind of thing.
Okay.
Like they told me that there's an opportunity to get like some gift cards or something like that. Innit? So I thought I might as well do it, keep them happy. Obviously, I didn't want to get recalled.
Yeah,
but
understand.
A couple months down the line, I ended up getting recalled.
We'll go into that.
We'll get into that.
So he came for the money. He came for the money. That was
Did you feel like the gift card?
No, sometimes
the money.
Yeah, listen. For the money.
Sometimes you got to dangle a carrot. You know what I'm saying? And then
for the Amazon gift card.
If they ain't no money, I don't want to know. Gotta get paid.
Nah, so basically at the time they told me that the Young Justice Advisors wanted to, like, they were doing a workshop in it with people who are actually on probation. So I've done the quick survey with them, and obviously they liked what I kind of had to say. And they said to me that they felt like I'd be quite good in it to join the team. So that's how basically I got involved.
So they noticed your skills and your talent.
Yeah, kind
of.
of.
I did. I'm
Sorry,
taking
Nadine
full credit. I'm taking full credit for Mo. Alitrice, I'm taking full credit.
Yeah, too right. No, go for it, man.
And it's only right.
Yeah, damn straight.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm glad. For me personally, I'm glad that there are people out there that are highlighting and noticing the talents that young people have and are utilising it to do good things. So that's one thing I can commend you for, and I'm glad that you're here.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? Over to Latrice. How are you doing?
What up?
Yeah.
So, I'm Latrice. I'm 20. I'm originally from Hackney.
Okay.
But before I moved to Hackney, I did spend 5 years of my life in Newham because I'm originally a Newham baby. I was born in Newham Hospital.
Okay.
And
I was too.
Moved to Hackney. So I would say mainly my whole life has been in Hackney because I grew up in Hackney, went to school, you know, had most of my childhood friends, everything, getting into trouble, you know what I mean? So yeah, it's made me who I am today. So
how did you get involved with the Young Justice Advisors?
So how I got involved in the Young Justice Advisors, I work as a youth leader, part of a organisation called Hackney CVS, Hackney Council Voluntary Services, and basically one of my work colleagues told me about Leaders Unlocked to let me know about Nadine. I was like, I feel that this is something that you can get involved in and speak about your experience, you in the justice system, mental health, because I do deal with mental health as well, and also being in care as well. So I felt like
you had
getting
something
involved,
to contribute
and like have my voice heard, and I just felt it would be a good opportunity and to get to know more on what Leaders Unlocked do as an organisation, and getting involved in like even going into prisons and stuff like that. And finding ways to better the system all in all with the justice system. So
because how's it gonna how's the system gonna be changed for the better if people like us don't use our voices, or they don't acknowledge our voices? Should I say?
That's the thing. They don't acknowledge it.
You know what I
like
mean?
there's so many people that they send to the jails, and they're like, "Oh, can you just tick this, tick." University researchers, I hate them. They're the bane of my life. Anytime I go into a jail and I see people that are researching for uni, I'm like, oh, really?
It's just for your dissertation.
They do. They come in. They're like, "Oh, can we have an interview with you?" And then they just leave them after, and they get nothing from it. Like. And that's something that we try to do, is to make sure that it's an all-encompassing experience for the young person themselves. So obviously when we do go into prisons, it's like I write the boys a letter to say, you know, you took part in our workshop, these are 10 skills that you showed, you can put these on your CV now. You know, things like that. And it's like we then went back and we saw some of the boys, and they was like, bro, I missed, like, we didn't even realise that this is what we were showing. Like, we didn't even notice that we was listening. Or I was like, were you all talking all over each other? They was like, no. I was like, exactly. So you was all listening to each other, you was all actively engaged. So it's about highlighting their skills at the same time, because they don't often realise that they have it,
or they don't get it. It's not pointed out to them a lot.
Not at all.
You know, and sometimes you don't realise that you're actually making a meaningful contribution because that meaningful contribution, they don't want you to acknowledge it. They don't want to give you that acknowledgement. You know what I'm saying? They don't want you to be like, okay, I can do stuff. They just like, okay, you go back to your box. Off you go. Thank you very much for what you've given me. Now I'm gonna take credit for this. Do you get what I'm saying? So
sometimes you need an insight from someone else, because sometimes you won't realize what potential you have unless someone else, comes to you, because they see what you are capable of.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
Especially if you're someone that doubts yourself a lot and feels that you're not going to get anywhere or stuff like that. Having someone there that actually realizes your potential, that can go a long way, because it opens your eyes and like, okay, 100%. I'm capable to do this, or I'm capable to do that, and then it pushes you more.
100%.
And everyone will still have them days where, they feel like complete shit and they don't want to, push to do certain things. But then sometimes thinking about, what that person has said or what you're doing now, it's like, okay, cool, like,
I'm in the right
keep
tracks.
going.
I need to keep going. Yeah, 100%.
100%. You're right.
And that
there.
makes a difference.
No, I'm just saying you're definitely right. But I think sometimes people need a light shut on them a bit, just for them to realize what they, what kind of skills they have, and what they can actually do. So I definitely agree with what you're saying there, 100.
But you know what it is? It's like it's built up, because when you come from these systems, like everything, including school, from young, you're built in a system that's not really there to encourage you anyway. So like, furthermore, it doesn't encourage you if you have, like, if you're a different skin color, even different gender, you've got all these things that are coming up against you, right? So then when you step into the justice system at 15, 16, you're just like, okay, cool, well, no one gives a shit anyway. Like, no one cares about me anyway. And you live that self-fulfilling prophecy of self-hatred.
I was just about to say, it comes to a point where you don't love yourself because you weren't told that you're any worth. And then that self-fulfilling prophecy, which I hate, because it's a real thing. You know what I mean? Like, for example, if you positively reinforce a child, like, oh yeah, you're great, you're gonna do good things, you've got all the potential in the world, that's what's gonna push them. But if you're like, you ain't gonna do shit, come here, what are you going to school for to learn? You know what I'm saying? That's gonna put a negative effect to them, and then the detrimental effect is from that stigma or that label of the
I feel these things need to be taught in school as well, because I feel this happens in schools from like other young people telling females are you're ugly or you're this, or males are you're nothing, or you're tramp or this and that. Loads of them things come from school as 100%. Well, and can affect
the playground's a volatile place sometimes.
I can only coming from a family home as well. If that's happening from home, and then you've got young people telling you, oh, like, you stink or this, that, but you don't even know what's going on at home. So it's like these things need to be taught in school, and like let young people.
And the thing, like, but you see, the thing with young people is, okay, so like you see us in school, like. It was bad sometimes, but there was some people that would be like, "Right, you know what? You don't even know what my man's going through. Just cool, man." You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what it is like now. I think now the younger generation is more ruthless, because like you lot are the social media.
But I'm like a little bit younger than you guys. Like, I'm 25, 26 this year, and then these guys are younger than me. So it's like those different
generations,
those different
eras.
Generations.
I ain't even with my generation. I don't like my generation.
Same.
Don't worry
about it. Do you get it? If you don't get it, don't worry about it.
If you don't get it, you don't get it. I'm not with my generation. You guys are too bad, man. I'm kind of a person that likes to be cool. Like, I'm not that type of person that wants to always be out, but I've had that time when I was young. Do you know what I mean? So it's like.
But then I think that says something though, because I feel like a lot of young people specifically that come into the justice system, the care system, they do all this reckless stuff when they're young. Like, we get it out of our system. We've done all the madness by the time we're 16, and then at 18 they're telling us, oh, you can buy alcohol now, and you're like, I was getting drunk at 16. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know.
Oh, it was 18.
If anything, I didn't know.
Was it? It was.
I thought it was 15, man.
Last walking zombies on the school playground.
I'm not gonna lie.
Do you know what I mean? Getting cigarettes as well.
Yeah, all of that. That's what I'm saying.
I had the old man face. I got told, you go get it. That was the old man face.
I was the tall one.
There you go.
I was the tall one.
There you go. Go on. Yeah, see.
I get singles and that.
Some shops they were cool,
You don't know about singles, yeah?
Yeah, I do.
You see, watch this. You see, back in the days, this is totally off topic. You see, back in the days, what you had to bring to the table was £2.50.
Yeah.
If you bought £2.50 to the table, you was getting a zubi.
Yeah.
You was getting a single, and you was getting a one. What was it? 2 wings and
2 wings and chips.
2 wings and chips.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You was patterned.
So you was patterned.
Was good.
You got your zubi. You got the sharing zubi that we're gonna swing about, and you got your munch after £2.50.
Pattern. All it.
You can't do that now.
And you smoke your single after the food.
Trust.
No, you take a chip off.
Chip off.
And then you know what I'm saying?
Oh man.
Years ago.
Yeah, years ago. Long time ago, man.
But it's like that's what I'm saying. So all them experiences that shaped us, like we've been there, done it. So when we are getting to like our ages now, it's kind of like
you're ready to be an adult.
Yeah, you're like, you know, you have to go out very quickly, and that's whether that's the care system that forces you to be that way, or whether that's the justice system that forces you to be that way. Whichever way it goes, you've already been everything, and been there, done it. So, you know, what is there left for you to do? When you hit 20, you're like, I don't want to be involved with nobody else no more. I hate everyone.
Boring. It becomes boring. If it's one of them ones there, if I want to have fun, I want to be having that posh people type fun. Going to, like, you know, fine wine and I don't drink wine though, but like, you know what I mean? With some nice classical music. Yeah, get me like them type of thing.
All right. You want to come in where there's ambiance. There's ambiance, you know, there's a cello player or a violin player or someone on the piano.
Receiving that what?
I heard that.
This cyclical wine, like.
Go out for a little. Would you like to try the wine tasting menu?
Let's talk about business. Talk about business.
I heard that. Yeah.
That's a good look. That's a good way to look at it, man. 100.
Yeah. Would you like to sample the hors d'oeuvres?
Oh, hors d'oeuvres?
Hors d'oeuvres, yes. You know what I mean?
Love it.
So for you, Mo, like we were talking off camera before, and you was telling me about, you know, your history. How did you get into the criminal justice system? What was that first experience?
My first kind of experience, I'd say, was around that 16.
Okay.
When obviously, like, I've left school, had two choices basically. Obviously, like, you go college, go sixth form, or maybe get a job, innit? Can't lie, all of them options, it weren't for me, kind of thing.
Okay.
So obviously, like, that's kind of a statistic kind of thing, like young black boy, got involved in the roads, trapping kind of thing.
Yeah.
Class B though.
Okay.
No class A.
Okay.
Class B, just weed. Okay. I'm not saying it's right, but
I hear you.
You know what I'm saying. So yeah, that's kind of how I got involved.
And like, were you just like, so when you left school, let me just take it back for a second. When you left school, did you leave with like GCSEs and that?
Yeah, I did do GCSEs still. And
did you do quite well, or?
Go from like B to F kind of thing.
I don't think it matters though.
Yeah, don't matter.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Yeah, that's why I asked, like, to see what your reaction was, honestly, because I know people that left with good grades.
Yeah, and it's just still struggling kind of thing.
Where you now, and people that didn't leave with the best grades, but they're the most successful ones. Successful ones at this minute, like as a 30-year-old reflecting. You know what I mean? So I don't think it matters. It's just about you. So when you said you got two options, college or work or whatever, I just think there might be an alternative path as well.
Yeah.
But obviously, you, like you said, I've been there as well. You hit the roads.
Can I ask you a question? Well, what was it about the path that you had in your way, or like the choices you had that kind of was like, nah, like it's not for me?
Like I can't lie, I did try to go college. I was there for a couple months, but see all like the theory and all of that stuff, it got a bit too much, innit? That kind of thing.
Was you offered any support, any extra support, or nothing like that?
Not really, nah. Like I didn't really ask for it, kind of thing.
Did you know what was even available for you though?
Not really.
So was it just like, oh, it's this college, the sixth form, you choose your course, you come in, or it's like, if you don't want to do that, do what you're doing?
Kind of thing. Like, I didn't really think too deep into it. Obviously, that I tried doing it. I thought like, nah, this ain't for me, because I just knew that. Obviously, your theory part of it is kind of important, isn't it? So,
what course was you doing?
I was doing sport at the time.
Sports science or something?
Yeah, like sports science, I think. It was only like level 1 or 2 though. But yeah, so as soon as I like just folded that, that's when basically I started getting involved in it with
the roads.
Criminal. Yeah.
Okay, and you just shot in weed?
Yeah, kind of thing. Yeah.
How long for? Actually, don't say that.
Don't say that.
Don't answer that question. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but I'm saying, whilst you was doing what you was doing,
and
then obviously eventually caught up with you.
Yeah, kind of thing. Yeah.
So just like,
there've been, to be fair though, there've been like little things.
Yeah.
Like before that, but nothing major. Like I'm talking like little public orders.
Okay.
Like,
that's the easiest thing to get you on.
Criminal damages and
public order. Yeah. So one time I'm getting nicked, and I'm like, bruv, you're hurting my arm. That's a public disorder for shouting.
Crazy.
Yeah,
huh? You're just shouting at me, but you're not getting no public disorder. But yeah, that's what they do.
Yeah, it's Bruce.
That was a fine, right? They give you a fine or something.
Yeah, I think so. I think actually went court, you know. For
yeah,
like
sometimes you can. Yeah.
Just to touch on what you were saying, Mo. Yeah. So see, like when you left, when you left school at 16, how did you find the transition from, you know, leaving school into like criminal activity? Was it like hard for you? Was it easy for you to get into? Was it like, how did you get into it?
At first, I thought like, this is kind of calm, innit? Because obviously when you first kind of start, like, you ain't really known like that by the feds or nothing. So I thought everything was cool. But then as soon as I started getting known kind of thing, that's when I started thinking like, wow, I'm probably going to end up going to jail here. Because obviously when I was 16, because obviously when I left school, obviously I started off at a low level.
Yeah.
But like the more the years went on, obviously I went a little bit higher and higher. And yeah, that's when I started thinking like, if I get caught, I'm going to end up going to jail. It's not going to be long. I knew it wasn't going to be long because it's weed end of the day. But to be fair, in my head, I was thinking, I'm just going to carry on trapping until I go to jail.
Wow.
And then, yeah, that's how I was thinking in my head.
That's what I was trying to get at we see with mindset now. Like, I was like that as well. We're on this, bruv, till the wheels fall off kind of thing. Like, we're just going to keep going and keep going until the wheel, like, you know what I'm saying? Till you end up in jail. Yeah. But knowing that in your mind, yeah, that, okay, eventually I might go jail. How can I articulate this question? Can you see yourself now, like looking back? How do you see yourself looking back? Yeah, that's what I'm trying to ask you. So thinking about that mentality you had, thinking back then, what
would you do differently?
Yeah, no. How does that young man look to you now? If that makes sense.
Idiot, fam. Okay. I can't lie, because I can't lie. I should have just went down the legit route in the first place. Obviously now man's fully legit. Yeah, and played. Love whatever.
That. Say that again one more time.
Fully legit.
All right.
Give a round of applause, man.
You already know what time it is.
Come on, man. We love it. We love to see it. We love to see it.
You see, for me, that mindset for me was scary because I was like, right, you know, my plan was I'm gonna keep going until I go uni. But then I caught a case and I was like, and I'm going jail. I'm going ham. Yeah. Like, for lack of a better word, I'm gonna go at it until I go to prison. And looking back, I wouldn't even say I'm stupid. I'd say you're a scary young man. Because that means you knew where your potential future was going and you were still happy to go down that road. Like, that's like alarm bells for me. Do you get what I'm saying? That's why I like to ask other people what their perspective was.
Also, just want to touch on, like, obviously you're on the roads now. Let's look at you on the roads at this point. What was motivating you? What was your motivation to actually go on the road and do it? Like, was it like
just the money, innit?
Just the money.
That's the thing about me. Like, I've never really been. Obviously, violence comes with that game, innit? Yeah. So obviously, when violence has to come, and it has to come, but I never used to go out, like, see certain man just go out looking for beef, whatever, their own violence. I never used to be me, bro. Like, I was just money motivated. I just wanted money, and that was basically it.
No, I hear that.
It's been me still.
No, the reason why I asked that, because for me, when I jumped on the roads, it was more purely because I didn't want to burden my financial gain, but I didn't want to burden my mum no more. Like, I thought like my mum was struggling, like, doing way too much, and I felt I got to step up and you know, get peace for myself and not have had that burden on her. That's why I was asking what kind of motivated. Was there something behind it that motivated you to kind of go hard and get the peace?
Yeah, my family a little bit as well. But see, my family, I come from like kind of that broken home kind of setting, innit? So some of my family I'm close with, some of my family I'm not.
Gets like that.
Yeah,
get like that, man.
But yeah, so some of the family obviously hasn't got a lot of money. That was a bit of a motivation still. Yeah, man.
Yeah, of course, man. I reckon it's a bit of that and a bit of that. The fact you want nice things, man. You wanna look good. You wanna be able to have the nice trainers and the nice things. You get because
but that don't mean nothing though. Yeah, but when you're young, it means a lot.
For real.
Like, I remember in school, non-uniform day, it was peak. It was peak. I'm like, I might just turn up a uniform like I forgot.
Not like that.
You know what I'm saying?
Safest option.
It's not uniform. No way. Cause it's a bit long, G. Yeah. Man ain't even got Nikes and that.
Yeah, come on.
Like a trackie and that. You know what I'm saying? The kicks was just about what man could get. So it was
for the year.
I remember one time I turned up with my older brother's Echo jacket. Yeah. This thing was hanging off, man. You know, like where everyone knows it's 2 blunks for you. It's not that's your brother's, man. But you know, you try and style it just to like save face. You know what I mean? But if I could look back, I'll be like, bro, don't even watch that. Keep grinding and save all them pennies. Because when you're older and you could do more with your money and you have that sense, that's when you can actually, you know, utilize it to a better effect. So Latrice, you touched on certain things, you know, like talking about you're involved with what was it, Hackney
CVS.
Yeah. And they touch with on lived experience, if I'm right?
Yeah. So how I basically ended up with Hackney CVS was through me being involved in a care council.
Okay.
So that I got involved in because I'm obviously in care.
Yeah.
So from there, like I got involved in a system influencer program, which got me into.
Okay. And was it someone that like saw your potential, or was it like you heard about it and you just wanted to involve yourself? Or?
Yeah, so like with the system influencer program, I got involved into that by the care council, and then from that, it was linked with the organisation I'm with now.
Would you know someone called China
May?
Brian, I think. China Brian.
Yeah, I know China Brian. Yeah.
Good
I
friend
know.
of mine. Yeah, cool.
So
sorry. Big up China though.
So, So basically, from there, they was like, like I see potential in her, and I see that she is motivated, like she's hardworking. So we want to take her on, and that's what they basically did.
Oh, that's it.
And then that's how I got involved in different other opportunities, especially with Leaders Unlocked and meeting the dean and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So.
No, that's it. I rate that.
Yeah.
So, like, for you, like, I remember we were talking off camera as well. You're off camera now, but you know what I mean? Like, before we was recording. And you was telling me a few, like, experiences that you had. Like, how did you end up, like, dibble-dabbling in the street life, so to say?
Obviously, it was kind of a bit similar with more, like, with school and stuff like that. Like, it wasn't my thing. And it's like, even when I was in school, I used to get in trouble a lot. But at the same time, I was still in my books. Like, when I was in school, my books were always filled. And then there will be times where, like, you know, I'll come off, like, what I'm doing in class because I used to get, you know...
Like overwhelmed sometimes.
Yeah, and it used to be too much. But obviously, I've got ADHD and stuff like that. So then when something gets a bit too much for me, I'm just like, yeah, cool, I'm coming off that.
Sorry to cut you one second. You see ADHD, I've got loads of boys that are ADHD.
Yeah.
That's bullshit. Not like in the sense that I just think you guys are differently creative. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, your creativity is a different level, so they have to give it another label. Do you get what I'm saying? I'm not saying it's not real, but I'm saying, like, how they, like, try and, like, single you out for it. Do you get what I'm saying? I don't like that, because that's where I think the school system fails, and sometimes they fail
to do a lot of stuff differently to other. And I used to be rebellious as well.
But I bet you were sick at, like, drama, dance, PE, like the stuff where you could physically...
I was always involved and stuff like that, and I had my head down when it came to it.
But I mean, like, a physical aspect to it. You know what I'm saying?
But then when it came to times where, like, my mind was just like, like, fuck school, basically, because like, even when I used to be rebellious and stuff like that, I used to wear piercings and so forth, and nails, and like that was just not a part of school. I was in an academy, so I used to kind of not abide by the rules, and then they'll kick me out, and I would just be, you know, acting reckless. And then it came to year 11 when I actually went more onto the roads, and I was like, forget this, like, school, like, where am I going from here now? Like, I ain't even, you know, got into my exams or anything like that. Like, the only exams I ended up doing were maths and English, but I didn't even pass them. But it just got to that point in year 11, all the exams, everything, I think it just became too much for me, and I was too into the roads and just partying and being out with friends, and then come to that point where, like, I need money, because always asking parents for money, it got long. It got long. So I was just like, forget it, like, I might as well just go on road, and that's what I did. Okay.
And, like, was it like for lack of a better word, was it like you hit the street straight, like you was in knee deep, or was it like, you know, I'm just chilling with the guys or whatever? And then
I got in deep. Like, basically at first, like, I was chilling with, like, a couple of my peoples and stuff like that, and then, like, from there, I'm not gonna say too much. But from there,
come on, no comment out here. No comment is your best friend. Just to say.
No comment, but, like, you know, basically I just went from there, innit, like, and just was out on road.
Okay.
And then it just got to that point where it just got long, in it, like, and especially when it's not your own grind at that time.
Okay.
You're doing it with other people and stuff like that. It's just like, I was that type of people where I want all the peace to myself.
I heard that.
Do you know what I mean?
You want to be the boss.
My grind. So it's like, it got to that point where, like, I'm done, like, grinding for other people, if you look at it that way, like, because that's how it mainly was, especially, like, if you're doing county lines and stuff like that, like, you're just, like, especially if you're a young person doing county lines, they're just using you.
100%.
Do you know what I mean? And, like, you're getting little change, like, so you're just working for someone. Do you get it?
How did it happen?